Hi, this is Alex Lewin. This is the summary or topical discussion of my theoretical TED Talk. Uh, to introduce, I would like to pretty much talk about AI and its implications in the near future about preservation of consciousness at post-death and the technological singularity. Uh, so I have a huge passion in this area, and this is also very, very, very topical. So all the order is going to be probably edited, and I can make it funny. This is just going to be content based. So I'm going to begin. So first, talk about the technological singularity. It is basically when computers extend to a point where computing power allows them to infinitely develop themselves and self-modify. It's kind of like Ultron from the Avengers. Theoretically, computers should be able to do this runaway thing where they keep developing themselves and they keep developing faster and faster until unfathomable things happen. Like we don't know what's going to happen. It would be like the Matrix taking over. It'd be terrible. So theories suggest that this is going to happen in the 21st century. I've seen places that say 2049. I've seen places that say 2053, but everybody has their own version. Elon Musk is one of the people who says this. It's very popular. For one, this is going to be the end of a human era. This is terrible. Imagine these AIs that decide that humans are actually they they contradict like their goals and whatnot, and we could pose a threat. They could take over our weapons and completely put us in the dark from each other because we rely so heavily on the internet. So, aside from that terribleness of computing, uh, if assuming that that doesn't happen, we could have some other different technologies. For one, preservation of human consciousness post-death. This would be able, theoretically, we could save somebody once they die. We would take their brain, we'd scan it or dissect it or whatnot, and we would change it, or we wouldn't change it, but we would upload it to a database where they could pretty much live consciously with complex emotions, with everything. It would feel the exact same to the person uploaded into the computer as if they would have a train of thought and everything would be the same. And imagine Skyping with your dead relatives. Imagine your parents or um, even celebrities or yeah, like just famous people. Imagine you could Skype with Einstein, talk about his theory of relativity, just gain more knowledge. Uh, Artists talking about their painting, explaining the true meanings behind it. Imagine bands being able to record and play more music and teach, and teachers never dying. So legends would never really die. So that poses the question that are the people really dead if their bodies are dead and they're no longer breathing and uh, all that's left is this kind of idea of them in a computer that can be turned on or turned off, even though they're still there and they still seem real and they can still talk really and communicate. Are they actually dead? Uh, I pretty much say that everyone eventually is going to be in here. This is going to happen eventually if we get that far. Probably not anytime soon, but there's a lot of sources on the internet you can find different theories suggesting how all humankind is going to end up on a computer. So like Disney, he pretty much decided that he was going to preserve his brain in order for something like this to happen. And I think that once one person, or once it's successful once, it's going to explode in massive publicity, um, kind of similarly to everything else, like all other technologies. Uh, and also that uh, we should think about the responsibilities of people maintaining the system. Should we allow the simulated people to communicate with each other? Should there be a simulated world for them to live in? Because yes, all possible. Or should we just have it like on kind of a prison cell basis where um, they are turned on and turned off, or they're in a coma when they're not being talked to, but however, when they are being talked to, they have free will for themselves and they have memory. Um, and all you can do is just communicate, just thoughts. Uh, Yeah, so after you turn off the computer, do they go back to being dead, or are they still alive in a sense? Or are they like in a coma? And if a hacker were to pretty much take over like this giant server farm, uh, would they kill all the people inside? Are they committing murder by just taking over this code? It's kind of like Avatar, like cutting down those trees of generations, I forget what they're called, but cutting down the trees with all the memories in them and all the people and all the thoughts. Uh, would that be considered murder? So this brings us to the Turing test. The Turing test is Alan Turing's greatest contribution, uh, more so than the cracking of the Enigma code. But the Turing test is a concept. It's a thought experiment that states that if you can't tell the difference between, well, let's just say chatbots. If we can't tell the difference between two chatbots talking to us, then is there really a difference between them, or is there a difference between a human and a chatbot? Uh, there are huge applications to the Turing test in computer science and physics and a bunch of other different fields. So, ethics. So if you talk about the Turing test, then you have to think about if you can't tell the difference between a person that's simulated and a person in the flesh, is there a difference between life and AI? Should they be treated the same way? Should they be given the same rights? Uh, and should they be held to a double standard? It just all should be sympathized for them. So also with this technology, we could theoretically conceive people from thin air that were never alive. Imagine, or also about this, we could modify people that already exist. Einstein, let's say, we could take Einstein's code and give him the ability just to do computation faster. We could give him perfect vision, or we could just edit people and make them better. Is that okay to do, or should it be at the whim of Mother Nature? This also brings the topic of that life is no longer a concrete thing. It's going to be more abstract. It's not just going to be uh, when the flesh dies. Life is going to be more of like an entity that is never conceived nor destroyed. It's just going to kind of be alive, just people. The idea of intelligence. So as a conclusion, I'm going to talk about my opinion, basically. I pretty much think that there is no difference. There's a great book, it's called Our Mathematical Universe. It talks a lot about this, or this idea that everything is just binary. It all breaks down to the same thing. It all breaks down to binary. Uh, and there is no life. Really, it's all just artificial intelligence. Um, so you can't tell the difference. A neuron pathway is the same thing as a transistor, or it represents the same thing. It's a 0 or a 1. It's either on or off. And if it can be broken down into the same things, then I would say that they are the same. And also, times are changing. Right now, we're about to enter the era. Moore's law is no longer applicable. Transistors are as small as they're getting. Now, quantum computing is becoming a thing. It's groundbreaking. Everything is going to change. Everything. Our encryption securities, everything is destroyed by quantum computing just because of how fast it is. It's kind of scary to think about, but at the same time, it's really exciting to think about everything that could possibly happen. So, this is a very brief overview of what I would like to talk about. If you have any questions, please talk to me. And I'm really looking forward to working on this. Thank you.